Hello everyone, welcome to the 101% podcast where we talk about mindset, motivation, discipline, how to always push yourself, how to become a beast and how to defeat struggle. This podcast will help you to get a better life, that's 101% for sure. I'm your host Joakim and together with me is the co-host and my sister Annika. Welcome to this podcast. In today's episode we will talk about a hero's journey. How to be the hero in your own book. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Let's get started. Salam alaikum, my Muslim sister.
Wa alaikum assalam, my Christian brother.
Thank you for that. So how has your day been today?
Thank you. It's been very good. I've gotten the sessions in and it's been a great day of training.
So good to hear.
How about yours? How has your day been?
It's been great also. Did some morning session with boxing. And after that, I work on my business all day, work on our business together. A lot of technical things I have to fix. And after that, I prepare myself for this podcast.
It's been over 2 weeks now, 2.5 weeks since we started our business together. How has it been for you?
Yeah, it's been very exciting, a lot of meaningful work, but very long days. I work all the time. Yesterday, I worked for 13 hours.
That is so raw. That is like 2 days of work combined in only one day. You hustle more than anyone I know.
Thank you for that. It's fun. I enjoy it. So I just want to put in as much hours as possible and get it up to be as good as it can, as quickly as it can.
That is awesome. And I have to thank you for everything you're doing for our business. And it is so motivating for me to wake up early in the morning here. And I see you have sent me emails, you have sent me texts, you have done this, you are working on this. And the fire is lit up immediately from the moment I open my eyes because you are the best colleague that I could possibly have. You are so motivating and inspiring. So you just really fuel me.
Thank you for that. And I feel the same about you also. Just crush it. I gonna prepare the podcast today and it's already prepared. You write so many things, good script. So you're a very top teammate. So that's great.
Thank you. And you are the definition of 101%, which is our motto and which is a lot of what keeps us together, that has kept us together and that we have stayed so close to each other for so many years. So being a colleague with you, we have so equally values. We are very alike in many ways. And as we've talked about before, that is so important for the relationship that our values is the same, but also the hustle, the style, how we like to work. It is such a blessing for me to be a teammate with you who inspired me so much.
Thank you for that. Absolutely feel the same. And I see you crush it and you have done so many things. And I think I have to do it too. So we push each other and help each other all the time. So that's a great way to get up.
For sure, definitely.
I would like to start with a quote. You're not afraid of failing. You're afraid of what other people will think of you if you fail. But if you're afraid of that, imagine what they will think of you when you aren't even trying. Oh yeah, they aren't. Say it one more time. You're not afraid of failing. You're afraid of what other people will think of you if you fail. But if you're afraid of that, imagine what they will think of you when you aren't even trying. Oh yeah, they aren't.
Wow, that is a really great one.
Yeah, I love this one.
Thank you for sharing this with us. This was awesome. How is your energy level now after you shared this quote with us?
It went from 100 to 101%. Let's go!
Awesome.
What is a hero's journey?
I believe that we all can relate to a hero's story. We have read about it and heard about it and watched movies about it with eyes wide of excitement for as long as we can remember.
A hero's story is world known for being eye-catching and for us to admire. I bet all of us listeners have some heroes you look up to.
But the real question is, are you your own hero? A hero's journey is about being the hero in your own books.
So just to kind of shield a light to the background info to these concepts, a hero's journey is about feeling the desire for something more and acting upon it. In the beginning, there are often some threshold holding the hero back. Overcoming challenges is a natural part of this journey, and a common factor is having a mentor. The commence the major challenge, the turning point, followed by the celebration.
So how is this correlated to life? This sounds like everybody's life, doesn't it? How you either want away from a situation you're in, or how you have a burning desire for something more, or how life throws at you challenges that you need to overcome.
And there's threshold keep you back. This can be other people's opinion, your own fear, keyboard warrior trying to wire your brain to be just as small as their own mind.
So how do you write your story? Please, to all listeners, take a moment to reflect upon these questions together with us. Are you the hero of your story already? If yes, that is awesome. I am very happy for you. Then what do you need to stay on top of your game?
And if you are not yet the hero, what do you need to do to become that?
And these questions is something that we will bring along with us throughout this podcast and reflect upon together with you. And one thing that can be very nice to talk about is, what is a hero to you, Joakim? Who was a hero when you were a child growing up? Who did you look up to?
It was many different people, but I just remember two of them now in the top of my head, and that was Chuck Norris and David Beckham. Chuck Norris was a movie actor, and he was very good to fight, good in karate, always used to beat up people. So I like him a lot. Chuck Norris is 84 years old now, but I hear he still is a legend. I just hear someone see his diary now, and the diary is called as the Guinness Book of World Records. And yesterday I talked with someone who did see him in a bar in the USA, and Chuck Norris won an arm wrestling tournament with both arms tied behind his back. So the man is still a legend, yeah?
A forever living legend.
Yes, cool guy. And I also look up to David Beckham, very good football player who used to play for Manchester United. So when I was young and I also play a lot of football, I look up to him so much and want to be same as him, same good as him, play in the same team. So I got a lot of motivation from him. So what about you, Annika? Who was your hero when you were a child?
I remember that I had so many heroes. I have always been looking up to so many icons like football players and famous people and athletes when I started doing sports myself. So there's always been a lot of people, but also many people that has been very close to me. I've always found inspiration in people, looking up to someone just by how they live their life. And very often, I think the common denominator here is the energy, the high frequency energy. When I meet someone and they just seem happy, they just seem like they're happy with their life, they spread a good vibe, they do good things for people. And what I've noticed with myself is that now in the age of 26 years old, the people that I look up to now are not celebrities. I, of course, have someone that really inspires me within the mixed martial arts, and people that just are very honest, that speak their mind, that stand up for things that they believe in. But still, it's the people that just seems like very good people, good human beings, lifting people up, inspiring the people around them, just making the world a little bit better.
Sounds great. Just do some little changes in the world.
Yeah, that is something that is very important to me. And I see that as the year has passed, is less and less people and less popular people I kind of pay attention to, but mostly just like people that impact me. I get inspired by how they live their life because they seem happy. They seem like they have accomplished things that is important for them. And I have always been a person that try to learn something from almost everyone I meet. Someone can impact me in a good way and I can be super inspired, and I want to adapt that into my own life. Like you, when you're doing all your push-ups, it just inspires me because it's a great way to start the day. So I adapt that and start doing it to my own routine. And also people that's just like very positive, and colleagues of mine that is just really good in their job because they keep educating, or they always do their best, or they just have a really kind heart. They have their heart on their sleeve, and everybody that they meet feels warmer. So many people inspire me. I try to learn something from everybody, and even if people don't have this good energy, or they seem like negative or bitter or jealous or something like that, I learn from that too. I think, okay, I don't want to answer to that, or I don't want to be like that. So I think that's my thing throughout life. I just try to let everybody impact me and leave me better.
That's a great way, yeah. You just take the best from all the people you look up to, yeah, and you make it your own, yeah.
Yes, that is true.
So, what is a hero to you now, Annika, in 2024?
So I think that it has changed through the year, as we were talking about. So it's just less and less people that I kind of focus about, but the people that are standing up for what is right, the people that speak their opinions, and the people that are very focused about doing the right things. And to me, the people that really inspires me now are people that live their life in a good way, as I view it. Like Habib, of course, is one of my biggest icons. Andrew Tate is a great icon. Islam and the entire family of Habib, of course, is someone that inspires me so much, both within the MMA. They are undefeated. Habib and both of his cousins, Umar and Usman, they are undefeated. They have never lost. And that is something that really inspires me because they live this black and white life. They are very good Muslims. They live a good life outside of the octagon, and they have great success within the octagon. And I think that this is very correlated when you live the life to the extreme. I want to recommend everybody to look into these people, try to learn something from them, because to me, they have found a recipe for success. And Andrew Tate as well, he's very black and white. He does what is right for him. And he doesn't spend a lot of time thinking about how does that sound, if did that offend you, did that. No, he says what he means, and he doesn't mean to be rude. He doesn't mean to offend anyone, but he speaks exactly what he says, and then he moves on with his life. And he's very honest. If you didn't like it, then that is your problem. What is it about you that I awaken? What is it that you need healing for, that you need to work on, if this offends you? Because he didn't mean to offend anyone. And I think that these people, I picture that they are more happy because it's easier for them to move on. So I think these are the people that I look very up to, as celebrities in a way. But then, of course, I have many people that I look up to close to me, like you and my husband and my mother are three of the people that I'm closest to that really inspires me on the deep level of how good human beings you are and how pure your heart is. So, of course, that is the people I spend the most time with as well, because you influence me in an extremely positive way.
I mean, that's great to hear.
And now I ranted for a long time. I almost went away from your question, but just to make it real short there. So I think it has changed, because before I looked up to everyone. I had posters on my wall of all the football players in my team that I was sharing for. But now it's like no focus on not so many people like that, you know. Now it's changed more to people that are good human beings, not people that's just good at sport, but also people that are great human beings outside of the field as well, or outside of the octagon.
Yeah, that's good. You look at the values they had, the core values of the people, and how peace in their mind they have, and how they live as a person. And that is very important.
Definitely. I think that the hero that inspires me has values that I look up to. So it's not only about how they live their life, but exactly what you say, what values does they have. And like Habib and his cousins and Islam, they live very true to their religion. They're very humble every time they win. And these are some of the best fighters in the world. I hope that all of our listeners knows who they are. If not, go look them up, because I think that everyone has something to learn from them. But these people, they're so humble. They win and they're undefeated, and they take the belt, and afterwards they say like, Alhamdulillah, this is all thanks to Allah. This wasn't me. And think about how humble they are. All the success they get in life, they thank to Allah. But they work so hard, harder than everyone, to get into these results. So I think it's great values. They're good people. They help people. They bring people up. So, of course, the values is really important when we're talking about who are the heroes that you look up to.
Absolutely. Bib and his team is great people, yeah. And a strong brotherhood, and good people with a lot of good values. And it's interesting to see how him, what can you say, how him hold himself, yeah, when he go around, because he's so humble. He's the best fighter in the world, but he's still so humble, and talk with everyone. Yeah, great guy.
Definitely, he's an awesome guy. And for the people that doesn't know it, they are all MMA fighters training out of AKA in San Jose, so in California. And Habib was on an episode with Mike Swick here at the Real Swick podcast, and it's just really good. It makes you get to know him better, and he talks a lot about that. Like, he's so loyal, he's so humble. So I think that he's a really good guy, a good human being that inspires me a lot.
Absolutely. Khabib Nurmagomedov, yeah. He did start his MMA career in the mountain of Dagestan, yeah, wrestling with bears.
Yes, it is so awesome.
That's so cool. You can find the video on YouTube. His father, yeah, was his trainer, and he sent a little bear on him, yeah. It's cool. So he has taken the hard road.
He has, and I remember a video where Habib said to his father, "But the bear is biting me," and the father said, "Bite back." It's like, what are you complaining about? And these kind of stories just really paint the picture of the mentality these guys have, which is extremely inspiring to me. But how about you? Has it changed throughout your life in who you look up to? Who is a hero to you?
Yes, it has changed. I look a lot about the values. So I look a lot of people to go their own way, always work on themselves to become a better version of themselves. Say and mean what they say. And people living an exciting life on their own terms, inspiring others, successful on a lot of important area, real characters who have good values, trusted and loyal. So about famous people, I look up to Elon Musk, Donald Trump, Joe Rogan, Andrew Tate, of course. So that's some of the great guys I look up to. They were a real character, and it's amazing to see how much they get off of the life. They are a real character. And also you, Annika, you inspire me a lot to see how tough you are, how you just jump into things and you go all in and you're not afraid of anything. And you just do as you would like to do. So I found a lot of motivation to you too. I appreciate a lot.
Thank you. I really appreciate you saying that. And I think that it makes me understand when we talk about these things that when we are children, we grow up and we look up to people that's famous and rich and all these kind of things, because that's maybe what we want at that point in life. And as we grow, we become more ourselves, we become more true to ourselves, and we have different values. It's not being famous or being rich that's my values anymore. Now it's like being humble, being honest, being successful because you work for it. So as we develop in life, as our values change, our heroes also change to adapt more into answering our values.
Absolutely.
And what I've been thinking a lot about into this topic, we have been talking about this being this hero in your own book. And I have been talking a lot to a friend of mine, Shanisa. She's a great teammate. She's the best teammate I have here at AKA, and she inspires me so much. She's a great Muay Thai fighter, and she's fighting tomorrow. So we're going to Bangla Boxing Stadium. She is so good, and she inspires me a lot. And now when she's entering the ring, she's nervous. And I'm like, why? You have nothing to be worried, to be nervous about, because I am convinced that she will win. But on the flip side of this, a couple of months ago, I was fighting and I was nervous and I was scared. And she was like, I can't understand how you can be scared. I'm convinced you will win. And this is something I've been thinking a lot about. Isn't it funny when you're entering the ring? I have felt fear and I have felt worries and I have been scared. But when someone that I am a teammate with and I know how hard they work, I know how good they are, I'm not worried at all. She has this victory. The first fights I had as an MMA fighter, I didn't really feel ready. My mindset wasn't ready to fight. And I lost my first 4 fights. But after that, I started being like more ruthless in my mentality. And I started being like, okay, but you can't bark if you can't bite, right? Why are you saying you want to fight and then you enter the ring and you don't really do it properly? Like, either I need to quit or I need to commit and go all killer in there, because it's kill or be killed. I'm fighting people that want to elbow me in the head. They want to head kick me. They want to knock me out. So I pass out in front of everyone I love. I'm not going to let that happen. I'm going to knock out that person, you know? And that's what fighting is all about. It's a mental game. So after I started realizing this, I worked a lot with this. And now I'm able to go into my mind where everything is peaceful and quiet. I'll be scared before the fight. And especially like the days before the fight, I'll feel nervous and I'll feel a little bit of fear. But as the fight day is coming, I switch off all of that and I just work a lot on convincing myself that I am better than this person. No way she will win. And I need to do that. I need to dig deep into that self talk and that convincing, because if I'm going into the ring or the octagon with doubt, it is not going to end well. So I just convince myself 100%. And then I go in there and I work as hard as I can, as well as I can. And I talked to my coach, Dylan Crushorn, about this a couple of days ago. He has almost 500 fights. He has 489 Muay Thai fights. He's been fighting since he was a young boy, 6 years old. A lot here in Thailand, and he has MMA fights and BJJ competitions as well. And he's a great coach, a great source of knowledge. And I asked him, have you ever doubted that you would win? And he was like, no. And he answered quick, and I was just like, so motivated. Like, this is a really, really good fighter. I would like to recommend everyone to search him up. Like, he has an inspiring style. He goes forward. He fights like Liam Harrison in a way. And that convincing, like, he has fought some of the best, the really best people in the Muay Thai game. And that convincing that he just knows that he will win. And then he does almost every time. He has a good record. And I think that's what it's all about. You need to be your own hero in there. That's what fighting is all about. And then on the way there, you need heroes to look up to and to train with, and that are your coaches. And then when you're in the ring, you're on your own. You have some coaches in your corner. They are great. They are a great team for you. But you need to be the hero of this fight.
Great story. Absolutely. So that's a hero's journey in the fight business. Another hero's journey, for example, if you sell your apartment, you quit your job, you start a podcast, you take push-ups every morning, you train five times a week, and you're built like a tank. That can be a very cool chapter in your heroes or in your own hero's journey.
Most definitely. I couldn't agree more. And that leads me to the next question. Are you the hero in your own story?
Absolutely. I am a hero in my own journey. And I have to keep pushing myself and doing things so I can keep be my own hero. So it's a very exciting journey. When I think about it in this way, I am the hero in my own journey. All the things you do, all the choice you do, this new chapter in your book. So I'm on an exciting journey now, and no one knows what's going to happen. But I will do all I can to reach my goals and make it an exciting story. And in the future, I will live a very exciting life. I will travel a lot with my daughter around the world, live different places, have a lot of money, and can do what I want. So I'm very excited for that journey. And if you want that, you have to ask yourself, are you willing to pay the price? And I'm absolutely willing to pay the price. I am willing to work every day till I have this one. And when I have this one, I not stop. I'm gonna keep working, so I'll not lose it. That's my plan.
That is awesome. It is so fascinating to hear your answer, because it makes me so happy. The highest level of happiness I can have for you is that you are the hero in your own story. Because if you wouldn't be, then you wouldn't be happy and you wouldn't be proud of who you are. But now you are. And it fascinates me a lot to hear you also say that, but you are going to keep on being that, to keep evolving, to keep improving, to stay the hero in your own story, because that is a process. That is a lifelong job to still maintain the hero in your own story. You're telling us, but you need to up your game and up your game all the time to always stay on top of your game and to always be the hero of your own story.
Absolutely. This is what you and me talked about before. We always have to pay the rent, pay the success tax. So we have it, because either you became better or you became worse. So we always have to keep working.
Definitely.
So it's absolutely cool to see that you're a hero of your own journey too, Annika, and it's a very exciting journey. If you have write a book, it will be a very excited, funny book.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I hope it would be a bestseller, but I don't know.
101% for sure.
Thank you. Thank you. And I think it brings me back to what we were talking about earlier, those questions that we ask about, that we want to reflect upon together with our listeners. I ask myself very often, am I the hero of my own story? Are there some things I need to change? And of course, I can always improve. There are many things I need to improve at. I want to always be the best person I can possibly be. And that means having great values. That means staying very trustful. People can trust me. I'm loyal. I'm honest. People know where I'm at. I don't go around and tell different things or give different impressions. It's extremely important to me to be honest. And I haven't always been that, because before I was very scared to hurt people's feelings. So maybe I wouldn't say things honestly. But now it's important to me to be honest, because good friends tell each other what we need to hear, not only what we want to hear. You have taught me that, Joakim. And I think that I just want to always improve. I want to always be true to my own values. And that's why I very often ask myself, what are my values? What is this priority list of who I want to spend the most time with, and what values is important to me to focus about? And that is something that I've been thinking a lot about the last few months, because there has been many life changes for me this recent 6 months. So it has taken me a lot closer to who I really am, who I want to be, what I'm working with. So this is a lifelong process, and I feel very blessed that many effects has come already. I feel happy, I feel blessed, but I have a lot to improve. So every single day I try to be better, because I want to be proud of who I am in all ways. And often I think to myself, how will my children look at me? How will the stories that they hear, will it inspire them? Because that is one of the most important things there is to me. And that's why this black and white lifestyle is so important, to not go around and do things in not the proper way.
Absolutely. That's a great way to think about it. Take good choices, yeah, so you can think about and tell your children. Okay, then we will wrap it up. Hope it have been a great and interesting episode for the listeners. Today's episode was recorded October 17, 2024. In the next episode, we will talk about facing failure, where both of us come with some confession. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram on this podcast account, the 101% podcast. If you like this episode, make sure to share this podcast episode with a friend and review the show on Apple Podcast. Thank you to all the audience for listening. We appreciate you all a lot. Hope that you will come back and listen to our next episode. Until next time, take care and give it your best.